The African image revolution, it is multifaceted. MACPRI, MACPRI, is also multifaceted. MACPRI. That is Mother Africa's Children Photographic Reproductions International.
Ever story, true G.H.E.T.O story.
So you're here to tell a G.H.E.T.O story,
This
people.
is my
What
story.
is not a G.H.E.T.O story you're thinking of? And listen to what she has to say.
Hey, I remember those days when hell was my home, when me and mama bed was a big piece of foam, and me never like bathe and my ear never come. When mama gonna work, me go street or roam. I remember when daddy them get my snow cone and making me to better them.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Well, I come to represent many things, and if you hear my voice, I've been battling this cold, but I've been holding it for the week. I take honey, I drink lime, I take the rum, the house, everything. Come and say, me have to come big up my girlfriend Keisha. Me have to big up Hey Jax, that's all the name now? Hey Jax with a H. We have to big up all the vendors, you know, and big up all the Uno. That's more than one of you that decided to stay. Special blessings, I stand here on the backs of my ancestors just looking over me. I got Marcus Garvey saying, "Me proud of you." I got Miss Rosa Parks saying, "Glad you can't sit up in the front of the bus." You know, I'm glad Miss Lua said it is a bunununus afternoon because the people them chose to stay, right? So everybody had a story, right? So mine is called G.H.E.T.O story. So when everybody hear that now, every time I say that, I hear somebody say, "Oh, you come from Gene and Finch? Oh, you come from Regent Park?" And they start telling me about G.H.E.T.O. But here is my G.H.E.T.O. Getting higher education to teach others. So, I heard the brother speak about coming to Canada with a because when we land here, we speak different, right? And all the different people that came up, the young lady that came up just now and spoke a story. That's an amazing story. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of my story. I got two stories, so I'm gonna give you the one that the gentleman said, the one that stands out, right? So many moons ago, in a place called Jamaica, in a one corner named St. Anne's, I met my father. Now he's been living in foreign for quite a while. I've heard all the stories about my father. And my father was a very proud man, and they named him Mas Lide. So when you hear the name Mas, you know, say man, a big man bought the place, right? So I keep hearing about Mas Lide is coming, and I heard about foreign. So I want more than anything to go to foreign. When them send all the pretty postcard, them come with the pretty snow on the ground, you want to go foreign. Everything you hear about foreign sweet. So one night, actually in a week, my aunt said, "You know, your father sent for you." I said, "Yes, Daddy, I come, Daddy, I come." We went to Brownstown, and if anybody know Brownstown, yes, we got to my Brownstown, and for the first time, I signed my name. So everybody here who's from the Caribbean, you have a government name, and you have what them call a pet name. Yes? So my pet name is Marva. And throughout my life, I've been Marva. So I arrive in Brownstown and we go to the place and we take one pretty picture. Me pretty, you see? Lord, me pretty. And me sign a name. My auntie say, "You must write Elaine." So me say, "Auntie, who name so?" I say, "What about who name Elaine?" She said, "By the way, that is you." Me say, all right, story time? Story time. So I signed the name. Then about 2 weeks after that, my father arrived. And him said, you know where you go? You go foreign. Canada, baby. Wow, Canada, we are go. So we do what most Jamaicans do when you go where? You go tell everybody bye. So you have to go by Mas John, Mas Joe, Auntie Punsi cousin, and everybody in the community. Your teacher who used to teach you, who used to beat you, but used to teach you. And you go everywhere, go say bye to everybody. I did that. So me feel nice now. Me I come a foreign, my daddy are the biggest one, him are the nicest one, best looking one. So me come a foreign. So we reach at the airport. The airport. And we going to jump on the aircrafter. So I fasten the seatbelt and come along for the ride. So we get on the, my father, first thing he said to me, said, when them talk to you, you mustn't say nothing. So every time one of them come over, would you like something to eat? Me look upon him. Me say, no worry, no answer. Everything they ask me, say, no answer nothing. Me say, Dad, is there a time when you go get for talk? They said, no, when we come off. So I arrived here on the 10th of February, 1975. Me, yes. And let me tell you something. Me step in the snow. Bossy, nobody can bossy like me. I saw me walking in the snow. And I felt really good. So I'm here now with my mom is here, my dad is here, so I feel nice. But boy, foreign was tough. It tough. Me used to my big yard and my big food. Me come a concrete jungle and me can't chat to nobody. We in one apartment where we have to lock in. We can't come outside. I said, what kind of madness this? Then them said, we go school. We're not ready for this one. Now me can barely speak English with a H. Then we arrive at school and they send me into French class. She said, parlez-vous français? Me say, what you say? And they talk all them language. Me say, and what is this? This is Canada. So I've arrived in foreign, also known as Canada, feeling nice. Meeting all the family, me meet family, but we always had, anybody in Jamaica, your family always had that friend that don't speak patois. Yes, don't talk like that. Mr. What you say? You must make the picnic speak proper English. One name so. So I struggled with that for quite a while. I struggled. And for a good while, I did make a real effort with a H to speak English properly. But it was a rough one. I didn't do so good with it. So I'm gonna fast forward it now. You know, mother, father, you think everything is Chris. It never bless. Right? We got more. Sometimes we got less. But there were times when it was bless.
Yes.
So father, work hard, mother work even harder. Father, discipline, him have to beat. Mother said don't beat the pit of them. So after a while, the two of them decided that, you know what, me can't manage them pit here, especially that one here. Because I was a warrior and they didn't know what to do with me. So being a warrior, me run away. Me tired. When him tired, I beat me. When him come for beat, me beat, we beat, fight. Me said the last time he come for beat, me said one hour you got dead and not me. So they decided that they didn't know what to do with me. And for everywhere I went, for many years in my life, they didn't know what to do with me. But here's where the story becomes sweet. I became a mom on my 16th birthday. So you don't know what that means in the family, right? Lord, the girl go out the road, go breed. And what were you going to do with her? That was my story. So I for a long time, I lived in a place of shame. I didn't know, couldn't go out. I didn't fit in anymore, and I miss out enough for the story because I don't have enough time. I'm in a one bore now. I have another piece of the sweetness for giving now. So fast forward, I'm a mom at 16. I'm a mother. At 22, I became somebody's wife. So I'm now a mother. I have 2 children. But that was a struggle. Because when the nice gentleman stepped forward to marry me, his mother said, "Oh, what you do with woman will pick me?" And then I was known in the community. "Oh, she too common. She too common." And the fierceness in me come out. Me say, "You're royalty?" You never tell me say you're royalty. So I struggled for a good while with who I am and what I'm supposed to be, right? And then worse now, story gets sweet. We end up in a government housing. And you're the gentleman. Back then we call it Ontario housing. Now we call it Toronto community housing. Sounds sweet, not true? Yes. So we end up in housing, and every time I went somewhere, I heard this word. Every time I went somewhere, I heard this word. I remember the first time I heard the word and somebody said, "Lord, them the dirty people there." So I wanted to know, what did they do to make them dirty? Why are they dirty? Because every time I went into a hood, folks were just having fun. We were playing dominoes, we were balling, it was just fun. I never realized the stigma that went with living in the hood, right? So I'm gonna fast forward it. I did the right thing by my mommy, and that's my queen. I went to school, I did. I got a high school education at age 36. Yes, I did. And I didn't do it quietly. I formed a human circle around Queen's Park and told them what they needed to do. So I didn't do it quietly. At age 41, I got a college diploma, as to which, thank you. When I arrived at George Brown, they said, "What we do with you?" And when they saw all my experience, they said, "The first year will mean nothing, jump in the second year." By now I have 4 of them. Yes, I'm now a mother of 4, grandmother of 1 at that time. And I received the scholarship from my queen herself, Miss Jean Augustine. I received her scholarship, yes, while at George Brown. And even while I'm in these places and spaces where I'm getting all these institutionalized education, because I'm street first, institution second. And when I got all this institutionalized education, when I went in places and spaces and opened my mouth, the first thing they said to me, "Where you from?" So I said, "Well, Cataraqui still, Cataraqui." And from King Cataraqui, I went to Chester Lee. Yo, Chester, I'm repping Chester. Oh, okay. And whatever opportunity was about to have, walked out the door the minute they heard where I came from. So I got fed up. And I said, I gotta do something with this word. So we did a bunch of things. We traveled to places and spaces. And while I was in Atlanta, Georgia, we went to a workshop, and the lady said, "I'm gonna try my American accent." She says, "I hear y'all are from the ghetto in Toronto." And I said, "Yes, we are." And she says, "Ghetto means getting higher education to teach others." And from that day, yes, the gentleman said, that moment that changed your life. That moment changed my life. Right? So what have I done with that since then? I've done many things. First, I rep it like crazy. So whenever I go anywhere, usually I don't say my name. I'm Miss G.H.E.T.O Stories. That's my name. Right? I don't even say Elaine. I'm the proud mother of 4 and a grandmother of 3. Yes. And I just celebrated a birthday the other day. And I feel nice. Because I'm standing here, I'm going to tell y'all my age because I feel nice. I use my oil of Olay and shea butter and all of that. So I'm 54 years old. And I stand in gratitude for this word. Because this ghetto made me the woman that I am today. So what have I done with it? I've been in schools and educating and doing all of this for years, over 30 odd years. We do podcasts that speak the stories of people who've overcome from being in those places and spaces. The Queen spoke about owning your story. I have no problem telling people my story. because my story is my glory. I own that story. That's what elevated me to be able to stand here and speak in front of each and every one of you. A lot of people are afraid of their stories. They don't want to tell them, because when we go to tell our stories bring shame. When I stood and said, I'm pregnant at 16, the community shunned me. The people that I went to embrace, they looked at me. I cussed out a lady because she didn't want her daughter to talk to me. So I tell her, I said, "Me nah nothing if I can breed her daughter." You understand? Right? I was strong in that because I know it took a while to get here, to stand and speak to who you are, because we live in a society that tells us to do everything the opposite, right? So when you own your story, you stand in a place of healing. Our ancestors did a lot that some of us don't understand. Where Marcus says, let the earth and the sky be your yardstick and eternity your measurements. That's what he did for me. So my measurements, not stop here, sir. The world not ready for me yet. There's supposed to be many places, right? But for right now, you want to see what we do, you can find me on Facebook, otherwise known as Facebook, right? I'm on Instagram, right? Over here is Fam TV, right? Back there, can you wave? That's my queen and my producer over there, right? And her story is amazing. Came from jungle, and now she represents so many things. And there's so many of us coming from places and spaces that represent so much. So I want to leave that with you guys. So the story is just beginning. I'm just now stepping into the story. York University is waiting for me because I have a couple years and I'll be leaving there with a master's. And the list is longer of many more things to come. I have a 20-year-old grandson that I get to have real good conversations with. I'm in a community of people where I get to have conversations where we talk about unpacking these stories that keep many of us imprisoned in our minds. Because when we hear ghetto, not a physical place, it is a state of mind. So I want to share that with you guys. So I'm going to say, Keisha, once again, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Ajax community. Big up on yourself. Vendors, big up on yourself. For all of you sat here, respect to each and every one of you, because you could have do a whole heap of things on a Saturday afternoon, but you chose to sit here and allow people to be vulnerable, to let you into a piece of their world, and you were allowed to do that. And like you, I can switch. When it gets to me, when it's emotional, it's a patois. So it comes with it. So I want to thank each and every one of you for just allowing everybody, all who went before me, thank you for being vulnerable with your story. And thank you.
G.H.E.T.O story, thank you. If anybody's looking for a definition of a strong black woman, she's standing right there. I know there's a lot of them in here, but when you can go and tell your story about that, that's strong right there. Thank you very, very much. We needed that in this place tonight.